We've talked about the 5 reasons that we have for why business plans fail. We've looked at not having a plan. We've looked at not having specific goals, the failure to implement your plan, lack of accountability, and not measuring your results, not measuring the drivers of success in your plan. As 5 reasons why business plans fail. So I just want to talk briefly about what is actually in a business plan. We talked about what the plan is, but what should be in it? What should be in your plan? Now, you may have heard me talk in the past about the business plans of the 90s, where they were 60, 70 pages, and they took a lot to compile, and there was a lot of effort invested in them, and they took a lot of resources, and then they sat on a desk because it was just too much. It wasn't clear, it wasn't precise. And we work on a lean method here. We help establish a business plan that has the key components, but it cuts to the point. It's very concise, okay? Very concise. Because what we want is your business plan to help you focus your analytical thinking, your examination of your business, but be adaptable, easily adaptable in a changing marketplace. The businesses that can adapt quickly are able to cope with change situations. They are able to cope with pandemics. They're able to cope with financial crisis. They're able to cope with change. But we need to have that thinking and assessment of our business as part of the process. Now, one of the issues is that most people, when they adopt a plan or go about that planning process, they do it in a very disorganized manner. Their thoughts are scattered. You know, we have, oh, we need to be doing this, or we need to be doing that. We need a plan for this, or I really think we should focus on this. There's no overall assessment of where the business is at. And that's why we think you should always start with, where are you now? Assess where you're at the moment, and then make your plan to go forward. Assess where you're at, what are your goals, and then we'll build the plan. So we have a process and it's consistent, and there is organization. Writing down specifics so we know where we're starting, we know where we're going, and what are the steps we're going to take to get to that point. Then we can evaluate how we're going with our implementation and our process. So that is a benefit. So at the end of the day, we have an effective plan, we have effective steps, and we know what we are doing is going to achieve the outcomes we want for our business. We have an organized plan. At the end of the day, our plan, once we've finished it, it's the operating tool. It helps us manage what we do in our business, helps us manage how we achieve success. It identifies what we need to be doing. It identifies when we need to do it, by what resources we need. Have we done it? Is it effective? Because we've been measuring the effectiveness of the results. We move along the process to success and achieving our ultimate goals for running a business. Why are we in business? Achieving those goals, achieving those lifetime goals. And that's why we're in business. One of the other advantages we see is that if you have your business plan formulated, it really does assist in the application process when you go to get finance, particularly when you have documented your strategy and what you're actually doing. What are the steps you're taking and how are you measuring that? What are the key things for your business? With some realistic forecasting in there. Realistic forecasting that's not, not looking at your business through rose-colored glasses, not overly glorifying your financial position. Realistic figures, okay? Let's say, well, what's a 10% growth going to look like in your business? And how achievable is that? And then what's the capacity for you to borrow those extra monies? Also helps identify how much you need to borrow, how much you really need to borrow. Being realistic. And that whole planning process is important. We're seeing other ways of raising funds for businesses coming into vogue. So we're looking at our crowdsourced funding and our other campaigns, bringing in investment for startup businesses. So having a business plan in place gives a very clear process of what the strategy is, what the outcomes desired are, and how you're going to do it. So as an overview, what is in a business plan? So we've got a summary of what the business is. What is your business? What does it do? What's it about? How are you actually going to operate your business? What are things you do? What's the structure? What registrations? Where are you located? How do you operate? What staff do you have? What do you sell? And how do you do it? What market do you work in? What is the market for your product, your services? And how do you plan to market and gain more customers? What are your competitors doing? Who are your main competitors? It's important to know, because if your competitors are moving forward, you want to be ahead of them. You need to know what they're up to. So identifying who your main competitors are is important. Doesn't mean you need to copy them, but being aware of what they're doing is key, because that way you can identify what other steps you should take to hold on to your customers, but also how you can actually enhance your marketing to get ahead of them. What are your plans for the future? And look, we're big on vision statements and goals, but basically, what do you want your business to achieve? What do you want your business to achieve? And what are the specific goals? Specific goals. And what are the key milestones of saying, well, hang on, to get to these end goals, these are the steps that we're going to take. And this is when we know we're going to be on track, because we will have reached, an extra 100,000 customers by 31 December. That way we'll know that we are on our way to achieving our sales and growth targets. Also included in your business plan is a financial plan. Very simple things about cash flow projections. How do you cost? Okay, it costs you $20 to produce an item, but you sell it for $50. Okay, some very simple stuff about your finances, but it's important to get your cash flow forecasts done and accurate, but also build in some scenarios to identify what you need to do and what are your options. What would happen if you didn't achieve? As I said before, business plans are important. They help you succeed. They are an important tool, and that process helps give you clarity and makes you look at your business in a realistic form, and getting outside advice, getting that external feedback from your accountant and business advisor is really critical. Okay, so it's more important what the plan contains. Too many people spend time looking on the presentation. It's like, the school projects I see is that the kids jump in and they think about what it's going to look like rather than what they need to actually put in there. What is the message they need to say? And I'm going to refer here to Peter Hickey, who Peter Hickey has written probably the most definitive book on business planning available, and is also the founder of Mouse Business Systems, and has really looked at this process of business planning and what needs to be in a plan, and how do we make it happen? How do we make it easier to do? How do we create a good, solid process that makes it easy to follow, but also creates a very effective tool for the business owner, a very effective business plan to help the business owner grow their business, identifying the strategy, identifying the key outcomes, identifying the key results. And so we use the Mouse business planning software as part of our process of working with clients. And we do that because we don't believe in reinventing. We don't believe in reinventing the process. Use the technology that is available and create a better outcome. And that software, look, it's available to you, and you can get access to business planning and the HR pack on a monthly subscription just for $97. And that is a good tool, but again, you can use it to self-prepare your business plan. And look, if that's where you're at, then that's great. Do that. We find that our clients get better results when we work with them proactively, that we provide that method of being accountable, that we make sure they implement, not just come up with a great plan, but they implement and build in the measurement. How do we actually make all of the pieces of the process work together so that we can be assured that our plans are being acted upon, that they're effective, and making sure it happens. So do that in as easy a process as possible, because when it's difficult to collate all that information, difficult to report, that's when we push it off and we don't implement, and we want to avoid that situation. So part of that process, or part of that package, that Mouse tools, which is an absolute bargain at that price, is it includes things like your master plan lean. Now, I mentioned business plans in the past where they're 60, 70 page volumes, which once they were created, nobody did anything with. So we have the advantage of this lean master plan business planning package. And what it does is helps you to drill down on the most important and effective things that your business needs to have documented in its plan. Guides you through the process. And then the reporting side of it is built in your KPI dashboard, your milestones and projects, and getting the data in is so much easier with the connections to the cloud-based tools, accounting tools, Xero, QuickBooks. So like I said, we use that as part of our process with our clients. We are Mouse certified advisors, and we do use those tools, the step-by-step wizard. We don't reinvent the process. We use tools to make sure that we are effective, it's simple, and it gets done. We create the cash flows, the financial budgets, and the forecasts, and then help you stay on track with your plan.